Hi, very good evening to all. My name is Bhavana. I hope all are good and our subject is foreign trade. This is for the BCom students. BCom students for first year in first semester for general students only. In this previous lecture, we discussed what is the SAARC and what are its characters. Now we are discussing what is an ASEAN, and actually these are not in our syllabus, but it is very important. So in exams they may ask questions according to the SAARC, what is ASEAN and what is BRICS. So that's why I want to cover these topics also. So today our topic is what is ASEAN. Association of South Asian Nations, we can say it is an ASEAN. ASEAN full form is Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Let's see here, it is one of the geopolitical organization. This ASEAN is a geopolitical organization of 10 member countries, one candidate member state and one observer state. Means every country there is a candidate member state and one observed member state is located in Southeastern Asia. In Southeastern Asia these are located. It was formed as on 8th August in 1961 by Indonesia. This ASEAN is formed on 8th August 1967 by Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore and Thailand. Later on membership was extended to another 5 countries: Burma, Cambodia, Laos and Vietnam. And there is no need for explanation. This is just history, means we have to know what is an ASEAN. It is a one type of geopolitical organization. It has 10 member countries and one member state and another member observed are located. Observed state means there are two people states are located in Southeastern Asia. It formed means it was established on 8th August 1961 by Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore and Thailand. Later on membership means after that membership are again increased to another 5 countries. What are the 5 countries? Burma, Cambodia, Laos and Vietnam. The headquarters of ASEAN are located at Jakarta, Indonesia. In ASEAN headquarters are located at the Jakarta, that is Indonesia. Asia covers a land of 4.4 milli square kilometers. What is the land of ASEAN? It is 4.4 milli square kilometers and 3% of the total land area of the earth. When compared to the complete earth, the 3% area of the land is covered by the ASEAN. And member countries have a combined population of approximately 628 millions and it is the third largest in the world. When compared to the all member countries, the population is the 628 millions. We can say it is the third largest in the global. So this is about some information about the SAARC, means this is the history. So just we have to remember that while in the exam any examiner asks the question about the ASEAN, so we can write all these points, then the examiner will get a good impression on you. So please listen. It is a geopolitical organization, total 10 member countries. After that there is an increased another 5 countries and these headquarters are located at Jakarta in Indonesia and it covers land area is 4.4 million square kilometers and 3% of total area of the earth. Member countries have a combined population approximately 628 millions and it is the third largest in the world. It is the third largest in the world. And let's see, up to now we discuss what is the nation, and next our topic is what are its objectives. For formation of ASEAN, they have every form has some objectives. So let's see here what are its objectives. To accelerate economic growth, social progress and cultural development in the region. Means they want to develop the economic growth, they want to increase the economic growth, and social progress, they want to increase the social progress activities, and cultural development means those who are member countries, they want to develop their culture. This is the first objective. And next, to promote a regional peace and stability. They want to promote a regional peace, means they are treating these 10 member countries are single region, so they want to promote regional peace and stability. Next, to promote collaboration and mutual assistance on matters of common interest. Suppose these 10 members have common interest on exchanging of goods or starting any business organization. So these 2 members collaborated, means these 2 members come closer and take a decision. We can say there is a collaboration, means one country is an adequate of capital, so the other country has contributed the capital. Likewise, if there is any country facing any problem, these countries come together to help them. So we can say there is a collaboration. So for the collaboration, they can increase their economic growth and also they can increase their peace. Next, they provide assistance to each others in form of training and research facilities. Means there are 10 countries for research. We need a lot of money. So these 10 countries combined together, so they can, each country have to contribute some money, so we can development research also. For that research we have to take very good decisions, and if you have any problems, it is very easy to solve the problems. To provide assistance to each other in form of training and research facilities, means they want to provide help to each other countries, and also providing training and research facilities to each and other country. Next, to collaborate for better utilization of agriculture and industry, means there is an agriculture and industry to, already they are doing some business, already they are producing products, but by collaboration also they want to increase their agriculture and industry products. Next, to raise the standard of living of people of member countries, means those who are these 10 member countries want to increase the standard of living, means standard of living is nothing but our income levels. They want to increase the income levels of the people. And to promote the South Asian studies, means they want to promote their studies. Next, to maintain close beneficial cooperation with existing international organizations with similar aim and purposes, means they want to maintain a close relationship with other these organizations, means these Asian and SAARC, they want to maintain a very good relationships with other countries for promotion of trade. Thus, we find Asian organization has multiple purposes to accelerate economic growth, social progress and cultural development in all the 10 member countries. Means these are the main objectives. While they want to promote the growth, they want to promote the peace, they want to promote the cultural development, and they want to increase their economic activities, and they want to increase their study, they want to increase the standard of living. These are all the objectives while formation of ASEAN. Let's see here. First objective is for development of economic growth, social progress and cultural development, and next is they want to maintain a regional peace and stability. Next, they want to promote collaboration, means they want to all 10 countries people are heads come together to close and take a right decisions. Next, they want to provide some research and training facilities. For doing research and training we need a lot of capital, so these 10 countries combined together, so each country have to contribute some amount of capital, so it is very easy for decreasing the burden. One country unable to one country is unable to compensate complete capital, so these 10 countries they divided the capital, so it is very easy for development. And also they want to collaborate each other, they want to increase their agriculture and industrial products too, and they want to increase the standard of living, means they increase these Asian want to increase the incomes of the people in these member countries, and also they want to promote the South Asian studies, and they maintain close beneficial cooperation with existing international organizations with similar aims and purposes. Those organizations which have the similar aims and purposes like this, they want to come close together, and also they want to take active part of these organizations too. Thus, we find Asian organization has multiple purposes to accelerate economic growth, social progress and cultural development in all 10 member countries. These are the objectives of the ASEAN. Next, what is Indian and Asian? What is the relationship between Indian and Asian? See here. Since 25 years, the partnership between India and Asia is fast growing. India became the sectorial dialogue partner of ASEAN in 1992. Means according to the 25 years partnership, India has become the fast growing. Means India is the one of the fast growing, and also it become a sector dialogue partner, means it become a very good partner while achieving these objectives since in 1992. ASEAN invited India to become the full dialogue partner. Here it is a sectorial dialogue partner, but these Asian organization invited to India as a full dialogue partner. India has become a member of Asian Religion Forum in 1966. In which year India has become in 1966 India has become the member in ASEAN. And India and Asia concluded negotiations for free trade areas in services and investments. Means they come to a conclusion, they want to do exchanging of goods and services without any restrictions and without any quotas and without any taxes. So for that they want to exchanging the goods and services, and also they want to do investments for developing the economy. And the two sides are expecting literal trade to increase by 2000 billions within a decade. Means when compared to the one decade, they want to increase 2000 billions. By two sides, they are expecting we have to increase our income by 2000 billions for exchanging of goods and services, by investments, by new constructions, whatever it may be. They want to increase their income by 2000 millions within a decade. And this is all about the Indian and Asian relationship. What is the Indian and Asian relationship? Since 25 years, the partnership between India and Asia is the fast growing. When compared to the other countries, India and Asia, it is the fast growing, and India became the sectorial dialogue partner at the, of Asian in 1992. In 1992, India became the sectorial dialogue partner, means it is one of the crucial role playing India. India has the right to take every decisions, and also, other countries have to come together to talk with the India only for taking any decision. Next, ASEAN invited India to become the full dialogue partner. ASEAN invited India to become the full dialogue partner. India has become a member of Asian Religion Forum. India has become the member of Asian Religion Forum in 1966. India and ASEAN concluded negotiations, free trade areas in services and investments. While forming these organizations, these India and Asia Asian want to do exchanging of goods and services, exchanging of capital, exchanging of investments without any restrictions or quantas. They want to develop the agriculture sector, they want to develop the industrial sector, manufacturing sector, etc. And these two sides are expecting literal trade to increase by 2000 billions within a decade. Within a decade, they want to increase 2000 billions. It is about the Indian Asia. Up to now, we discussed what is an Asian Association of South Asian Asian nations. This is a brief introduction about the Asian and what are the objectives of Asian and what are the Indian and Asian. And I want to explain a few words about the structure of Asian. Let's see here. The Asian is built of three pillars, means the Asian is built of mainly three pillars. The Asian Political Security Council, first ASPC, and the Asian Economic Community AEC, and the Asian Socio-Cultural Community ASCCC. These three are the main pillars for the formation of the Asian. What are the three pillars? The Asian Political Security Council APSC, the Asian Economic Community AEC, and the Asian Socio-Cultural Community. For three communities intends to promote free flow of goods. These three communities are encouraging the free flow of goods between the member states. Means those who are forming a 10 member countries, these member countries have to exchange their goods without any restrictions, without any tariffs, without any quotas. Creating a single market and production based competitive economic region. For what purpose? Means creating a single market, means these 10 countries want to become a single market for exchanging of goods and services, and also production based competitive economic growth. They want to give very competition according to the other organizations, and also they want to increase their economic growth too. A region of equitable economic development and a region that is fully integrated in the global economy. Means they want to develop these 10 member countries, and also they want to declare it is a fully integrated in the global economy. They want to increase not only these 10 member countries, they want to increase their production up to a global, and they want to become a integrated economy. Means each and every product is produced there by own, and also they want to export to other countries. This is the structure of the Asian. What are the structure? They are the three pillars. What are the three pillars? The Asian Political Security Council, and the Asian Economic Community, and the Asian Socio-Cultural Community. These three are the main pillars while formation of the Asian, and these three are mainly considering free flow of exchanging of goods and services with the member countries. Means without any restrictions, they want to transfer the goods without any quotas, without any tariffs, without any limits. They want to exchange their goods. If any country want capital, so other country has to contribute the capital. If any country want people, so other country want to transfer the people. If any country want adequate in agriculture goods, so the other country have to contribute the agriculture products. So they want to develop agriculture products, industry products, and also manufacturing products, etc. Not only for increasing the member countries, and they want to reach the globally integrated economy. Means they want to increase their exports throughout the world, and they want to produce their own goods, and they want to export the goods. So this is about the structure of Asian. See here. The three communities intend to promote free flow of goods between member states, they want to create a complete single market. Means these 10 countries, they treat a single market, and they want to give a tough competition to the opposite persons. And production based competitive economic region, they want to become a economic region of these 10 countries. It is a very competitive and a region of equitable economic development, and a region that is fully integrated in the economy. These are the structure of ASEAN. Up to now we discuss what is the ASEAN, Association of South Asian Nations, and you can say it is one of the geopolitical organization. Total 10 members are there, and other 5 members are also joined later, and his headquarters are located at Jakarta and Indonesia. And also it covers 4.4 million square kilometers, 3% of the total land area of the earth. It is the third largest of the economic integration. And we know that objectives. What are the objectives? They want to develop economic growth, social progress and cultural development, and they want to provide peace and stability, and they want to provide collaboration when taking any decisions, and they want to coordinate with each other for providing training and research facilities, and they want to collaborate better utilize already the agriculture products is there. They want to increase better utilization of agriculture and industry, and also they want to increase their standard of living, means they want to increase the income of the people of the 10 countries, and also they want to promote their own studies and to maintain close beneficial cooperation with existing international organizations, means those organizations which are similar to these type of organizations, they want to make collaboration from them for the development of this economic region. So thus when the Asian region has multiple purpose for accelerating economic growth, social progress and culture, not only economic growth, social progress, and also for the culture development. What are the Indian and Asian structure? Since 25 years there is a very good partnership, and India became the sectorial dialogue partner in 1992, and ASEAN invited to a full partner dialogue, and India has become a member in 1966. Indian and Asian negotiations, they want to free flow of exchanging of goods and services, and two sides they want to increase 2000 billions within a decade. Within a decade they want to increase the 2000 billions. And what are the structures of ASEAN? It is built mainly of 3 pillars, that is Asian Political Security Council and the Asian Economic Community, Asian Socio-Cultural Community. These communities intend to promote the free flow of goods and services, and they want to become a single market and also competitive to a economic region. They want to increase their economic growth, and also they want to become a self-production of only goods and services. They want to increase their exports. These are all about the ASEAN. I hope you understand this lecture. If you have any doubt till up to now, please let me know. I definitely clarify your doubts. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Study hard.